Why the hell so many people are trying to tell me to slow down? Seems like motherfuckers should be shutting the hell up and enjoying the show.
All right, winos, how we doing? Thank you so much for waiting patiently, okay? We have a very special guest with us tonight. I know this was impromptu. Shout out to all the UK citizens, everybody in Europe and Africa for staying up, waiting on this last minute exclusive, okay? We have Angelo Clary with us today. You guys know we had a big victory today in court, okay? I was telling everybody his ass wasn't gonna get no bail when them feds came in. We're talking about Mr. R. Kelly, okay? Right, Teddy? Teddy was with the shits, okay? So listen, I'm not gonna make you guys wait too much longer because I don't want to waste Mr. Clary's time. He literally just flew into Florida from Chicago, and I just want to get him right on the screen, okay? You ready, Angelo? Okay. All right, so give me a second. We're just gonna fix the screen here because you only get, see half of my face or whatever. So we're just gonna make some adjustments. How we doing, winos? Let me come over to the comments real quick. Let me see how many of you guys are streaming with us right now. Whoo, y'all better bear with me, okay? Because my water can break anytime. And if it's going to break during an exclusive, we're going to get it right. Right, Angelo?
That's right.
All right, hold on real quick for me. Okay, we got 5,000. All right, Shek. So I think we need to transition this over to the other screen. Okay. All right, perfect. All right, Angelo, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So I'm gonna have him turn up the volume, and I'm gonna turn my volume down. I'm not gonna talk as loud. Okay, just so they can hear you more clearly, okay? So give me a second. Let me make sure the sound is good because we are running live. All right. So, Angelo, you don't look too happy. What's going on?
No. For some, it's a major victory. For me, it's an accomplishment of allowing my daughter to have some independence, and I want to thank everybody that, worked hard and helped the Clary family as well as the other families out through this, and that's basically why I'm not, at this point, everybody got to understand that these young ladies think this guy's their heir,
Mm-hmm.
So when you got young women, especially my daughter at 17 to 21, being with this guy, it's crucial for her. So I've been in a situation like this with my daughter. So I'm really, really careful about everything I do at this time. And what I want to know, let her to know, is that we here. Your family here. We love you. We went through differences, but we here. I didn't appreciate some of the things that happened, especially, TV going live and that Gayle King, that hurt me to my soul. But one thing people don't understand is I come from a good root. And my daughter, it's nothing she could say on the media. It's nothing she could write down. Nothing she could ever do to ever stop me from loving my child.
Okay.
That's my baby daughter.
Let me stop you right there for a second because there's a lot of people who don't actually know who you are, okay? And so just in case you guys haven't been following the R. Kelly scandal from the beginning, Angelo Clary is the father to Azreil Clary. He's one of the women who actually made a video and released it via TMZ, okay? His daughter's been with R. Kelly for what, almost 4 years now?
Yeah, 4 years.
Okay, she's at the Trump Tower. All right, and she released a statement the other day via video because they haven't been able, guys, I want you guys to know, we haven't seen them on social media. They're not allowed to have social media. Hell, as far as I'm being told from other girls that were living with R. Kelly, he doesn't even allow them to have access to cell phones. He monitors everybody's activity on the cell phones, and everybody's on the same cell phone plan. They have to ask to use the bathroom and eat and things like that. And now that R. Kelly is now being held in solitary confinement in Chicago with no bond, all right, his daughter actually released a video statement because Joycelyn Savage, the other young lady that's with her and has been with her almost the entire time, parents basically demanded at a press conference to R. Kelly's, I guess, I don't know, pay for free publicist, because I don't know how he's paying for any of this shit. I really don't know. They said that the girls were missing. And so you came back to clarify, because you were in Chicago. You said that the girls weren't missing, and that when R. Kelly was actually picked up by Homeland Security and the feds, they assured you that your daughters were okay.
Yeah, I was actually I was in Chicago, and I actually went over there, so I got to put eyes on them as they was detained downstairs. I didn't get to talk to them or anything. Couldn't go in the building or nothing, and I just stayed and visit view where I could see them, and it was just enlightening to see them. Despite the situation, I was very happy to see my daughter. She happy. She healthy rather. I don't know if she happy, but I'm quite sure right now she hurt. She hurt bad.
Okay.
So
Okay. So you were actually there during the arrest, but you weren't allowed, like, I guess, access close to.
No, I wasn't around when the arrest. When the girls came, that was totally about 7-8 hours later.
Okay.
Totally different. Yeah.
So how did you get word that they were about to detain him?
Well, I was up there for something else, and in the process of knowing that, I was in the process of trying to see my daughter at that time. That whole week, I was back and forth. So we got a phone call probably once Kelly got locked up. That was, a lot of people don't know, that wasn't that night. That was more in the daytime. I think he got locked up maybe around 2-3 o'clock in the day.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm surprised no footage was caught. I mean, you're downtown Trump Tower walking his little dog, and there's a major arrest happening with R. Kelly, and nobody caught that footage?
Yeah, I'm quite sure somebody. Well, you gotta understand that, but you gotta understand they at the Trump Tower, so you talking about a lot of wealthy people there. So, you see people that's way bigger than R. Kelly in their business or any other, different entity that they in that have maybe more public, maybe a more public figure than him. So people don't. I think they at the point of tired of the cameras, they passed that. So unless you really doing something where you need cameras out, people just, it's like, because you got the hotel side on one side, and then you got the residence on the other, but you can enter the same door. You see what I'm saying? So you could be going on a hotel, or you could be going on a residential. So I mean, probably the door people got it. They're gonna hold it for a while. They'll come out. I'm quite sure one of them recorded it. Somebody caught it.
I'm like, I need that footage, because I'm finding that hard to believe. A major arrest went down at the Trump Tower and nobody got any footage. Okay. And
I can tell you, from experience, they swift when they do it.
I've seen them. I've seen them in action. I really have. Now I want to remind everyone, just in case they really haven't been following your specific story, because I know a lot of people are upset with the parents. They feel that the parents are responsible for this. Most of you guys should be locked up. I did an entire breakdown on who I felt was responsible and who I felt wasn't. And you and your wife, Mrs. Clary, was very transparent about how Azreil came into contact with R. Kelly, and it was strictly business. She was a minor at the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's no secret about our life. It's no secret about how we treat our kids. How our family roll. My daughter wasn't a singer. She wouldn't have been in this situation at all.
Okay.
Because of my daughter's career, that's what allowed her to be in a predicament like this. So, people can say whatever they want. Listen, if I did something wrong, I'd be the first already locked up doing a bit, because I would feel that bad about something. If that man gave me money or did anything for me, guess what? I deserve to be locked up. And I'm quite sure the feds would have added me in that list and been locked up as one of the messed up parents, or I would have been outfitted as one of the messed up parents. I'm quite sure if he could prove all the nonsense he put out, don't you think he would have already had me investigated, locked up, and destroyed my credibility?
Right.
See, one thing about the truth, right? The truth, you don't have to change. So I can wake up with the truth. I can go to sleep with the truth. I can do anything. The truth is what it is.
Okay.
Anytime I travel to go up Chicago, I go unannounced. I don't need people filming. I don't need to call nobody. It's out of impulse. It may be something I hear. Maybe somebody called me. I understand I got a lot of big homies through the world. Shouts out to them and definitely blessings that kept me safe and looked out for me and understood as men and kings that this was an ongoing problem in mostly all black neighborhoods. And there's something that now they couldn't ignore because guess what? One of theirs was involved. And guess what? I ain't get questioned by my big homies or anything because they understood that they understand the music industry, which I thought, off of me, who I was, to protect my daughter. I ain't care there was no rkelly, goddamn anybody else that was in the industry with a name at that time. Because when you feel like you raised your child right and you do right by your child, then that's all you kind of see. That's all you know is that's my child. I raised her right, and that's it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to move for a minute.
No, you good.
Got some stuff going on.
Okay.
So what I want to know is that's why I had to move. So
Okay.
what I need everybody to know is that when you're a father and this social media and something like this happens, I'm gonna tell you right off, man. Stand firm. Go for what you believe and don't give up on your child. Don't let no social media break you down. Don't let the enemy break you down because I tell you, they tried their best to do everything they could to destroy these families, to destroy these some of these victims. And the thing about it is, what y'all gotta understand, I don't fight for false women or false situations because it's a lot of that out there. And we all can claim that, males and females. The difference is I fight for kids. What y'all gotta ask yourself is, if a man, like most women, you got grown women that get involved with a man, it depends on what that man presents himself with, because you might be in a situation where you find yourself doing stuff you've never done before. So what hurts me with so many people with platforms and the media is why do y'all think it's any different for kids? My daughter was 17, she had one boyfriend. Her next experience was a 50-year-old man. So why wouldn't you think this could happen? That's the question. And then the difference is, why are we saying how when instead of just deal with the situation of why would he? How about that? Because the difference is he had the choice. Nobody. And to clear something else up, these girls from the Savage family and Clary family, man, our daughters ain't the one on this indictment that just got him a no bail. If anybody know, my daughter wasn't even born on some of the part of the indictment.
Wow.
In 2008, my daughter was 9 years old. So please
I mean,
understand that y'all fighting a fight.
let me
that has
intercept
nothing
there.
to do.
Let me intercept
Go
there
ahead.
because I was reading some of the indictment, and basically they said that there are 7th and 8th graders
Yes.
that have actually been a victim of his, and so they're talking about 7th and 8th grade. So ninth grade, I mean, you're almost there. I mean, that's like, I mean, 3rd or 4th grade, but still, that's not too far off. And so that's what they're talking about in this major indictment that just came down. So,
Nobody, and this is something I have to explain to my daughter. I never took shots at my daughter. I love my child. But people fight in a different way. People fight desperate. Some people fight without thinking. And some people can fight with a smile on their face. And I'm more that smile on the face type dude. I can know what I'm gonna do, so I don't have to be upset. I just have to keep doing what I do until it manifests. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. My fight won't stop. My daughter comes from a fighting family. So why I didn't grab my daughter in the courtroom like everybody said, or let's go back to why I ain't knocked down what they say, run through the wall or whatever they said at the studio. The difference is I'm not a stupid guy. I come from a different a whole lot of trial and tribulation that I made it through. And the difference is I know if I would have did anything that I know to do, that I only grew up doing, guess what? Y'all same people that fought against me be putting up hundreds of $1,000s and maybe millions to make sure I'm captured, to make sure I do 100,000 years for your king.
I mean, people are forgetting that we're talking about a black case, and so you're a black man, and if you do anything crazy or out of the ordinary, they're not going to be trying to hear what your daughter is doing with R. Kelly. They're going to focus on you as a black man that attempted to hurt another man. They don't care about all that stuff. And so as black men, you do have to walk a very, very thin line when it comes to situations like this. It's like you kind of got to let the law just, work it out.
I wasn't a law type guy. And anybody, and they'll tell you, that wasn't nothing I had anything to run to. My fight was already going on. It was quiet. It was by myself. It was people I knew, and that was it. And that's how I had to fight. So I had to use the ability and the platform I had from my past life to get as far as I got. It's so much that people don't know out here about us and situations back in Chicago at different shows and everything. And we don't paint the picture or put it out there because we don't need everybody to look at this as some kind of little what they call it, clout chasing. Because I don't believe I reach out and I don't never lose focus. My focus is strictly R. Kelly.
Now let me ask you something before we get into your response to Azreil in the video and what your thoughts are on R. Kelly finally being indicted and off the streets. And like I said, when you do Fed time, the Fed is coming in knowing what they know, okay? And it's surprising that I just found out yesterday that they even threw in charges to book him on his old charges that he was acquitted from for paying the family off. Sparkle's niece, I knew about that. He sent them overseas. I believe it was Germany, if I'm not mistaken, and has been paying the parents off ever since then, just so they wouldn't come to court and testify. And that's the reason he was acquitted, is because they had no witnesses.
Well, I could tell you that, I won't say per se it was him, but you get a lot of bashing. Like, it's not a game. These people is ruthless. Some of these fans, they lose who they are and become nothing but a warrior for him. And guess what? He might never even speak to them. So that's the thing you're dealing with. You're talking about people that will lose their job, won't be able to pay their bills just to be in tune to say, oh, I found this out about that person. Or I found this out about that person. And I'm telling you, when I tell you it's sick, it's sick. So it's dangerous and it's sick because you got to protect your family now on a whole different level.
Is it true that because R. Kelly was behind on his studio rent, okay? Is it true that you propositioned him to pay the studio, I guess, to bring it current just so you can have contact with your daughter?
That was a part of some of it. That's some of the truth. It was a conversation, but it was more of putting up $25K, and another one of my family members matched it to make it $50K, and to have 11 days, no phone. Just wanted her to come home, and on the 11th day, if she wanted to go back, then we was going to allow her to go back. Because at that point, my daughter was grown. So only thing I wanted was open communication. And if you saying that you wasn't doing anything wrong with my daughter, I think at that stage, anybody would have took that money and they would have sent her home. And
so you offer R. Kelly, someone who was behind, almost in foreclosure on that studio, $25,000, and your family member matched it to $50K. Just for 11 days of personal time, not with him around, no phone calls, just you and your daughter. And at the 11th day, you will send her back.
Just to send her home. It was just to send her home.
Wow.
That's what we got. No response. So, what they say, oh, that never happened. They could say it never happened. They could say all that. They could run around and keep telling lies. It's fine. I sit back and I give you the truth. And one thing, since the day one, me and you met, and we talked, I always told you one thing I give you, Tosh, is going to be the truth. I don't care what you hear. Call me up. I'm gonna give you the truth. Rather it's good, bad, or ugly. I'm gonna give you my truth. I ain't no saint, so I'm gonna tell you you're gonna get some rough shit. So you call me up, I'm gonna give it to you. And from there, that's what we built. That's what we built. So I don't have to lie on these guys. I don't want to see a man in prison. They can see all my interviews. I don't want to see them. I'd rather see him broke in the street with absolutely no royalties, no nothing, and being able to walk down that subway and sing in the subway again. That's what I would. That's what I would.
I don't know. To protect our young black girls, I want his ass under the jail.
But see, this is the thing. You gotta understand. A dude that had that type of power, he couldn't live with not having that power.
You're right.
So you talking about that's a life sentence for him to have nothing. He wouldn't know how to start back over. Why? Because he's been a dude, not a dude just in power, but he was a dude in power that treated his staff and everybody like shit. Then some of them may got treated good on who they were, but the rest of them, 85% was treated like shit.
I mean, his own brother talked about it. He was treated like shit as well too. Both of them.
So yeah. I'm not giving no.
And his mother. Yeah.
Well, I can't speak on all.
I know. I'm speaking on it, so I know the mother.
I can only tell you what he done for me. I mean, to me.
Okay.
What he done to me was took my little girl. Now I'm dealing with a grown woman who the world want me to go snatch at any time I see it. They want me to just jump out the car and snatch my daughter up. So now I got the big gorilla father all over the media that this is why she ran from me or this is why she did that. Listen, my daughter comes from love. It's no.
Hold on. Okay.
It's undisputed about where me and my daughter's at, how she was raised. I have 6 children. Trust me, all my kids are respectful, loving, as is the youngest. Do I have any doubt I'm going to see my daughter back after all this? Yes. I mean, no, not at all. My daughter's going to come home. But without a doubt, my daughter will be home. But the thing about it is, what relationship will I have? I'm not going to snatch my daughter. I'm going to talk my daughter now as the woman she become. Because mine, I got 4 years missing. I got to learn her. She not my little bubbly little Azreil that run, jump, make all noise in the house, and we play, joke, and trip out on each other. I got to make sure that's still there. So as me humbling myself, I have to humble myself for my daughter. I'm not going to come in and act like this 2015. I'm going to allow her to be a woman. And that's why, this right here, I want everybody to hear clear. I can't pay the Trump. That shit is almost $9,000 a month. I could, but I would go broke fast. So what I can do is offer a place for my daughter. Enjoy. Because I see they're inseparable. And I would give them a place. I would give them their own space.
Yeah, because a lot of people are wondering. A lot of people are wondering, like, how long are they going to be able to maintain this? Because, I mean, living at the Trump is very expensive. Just because it's paid up doesn't mean the lights, the phones, the water, just basic living. So you're saying that you would actually help to get them a place in Chicago?
No, I wouldn't say Chicago because I don't think they'll be in Chicago.
Okay.
But if they choose Chicago, I would have to be Chicago. It would have to be wherever I can make grounds with. And then we would build up together as trying to build relationship. But they would only be able to get this if they open communications up with their family.
Okay. And I think that's where a lot of people are kind of, because you got listen, I can go down the list of how parents are going about this. You got Dominique's mom who's writing books and shit. You know what I'm saying? You got Tip Savage. He literally going savage out here in these streets. And I've talked about that, in my video when I explain the relationships between the parents. I think he's going about it another way to whereas like you're embarrassing her, you're making a lot of statements. And so that'll really shut her down too if she sees you as the enemy. If you're the one putting out that she has, these diseases and all these videotapes and stuff like that. And then, you're calling her a liar and stuff like that. Whereas you're taking a very silent approach saying, listen, I'm going to support my daughter. Okay. Although I don't like this. And you told me personally, I would be okay if my daughter was with R. Kelly of age, as long as she had a relationship and communication with me and my wife and her siblings.
That's a fact.
Because
You
she's of
can't,
age. There's nothing you can really do.
exactly. And trust me, this was a fight from God, and I say that because out of all of the females in the world, it was my daughter next, and that's who got picked. And what he didn't understand was, with the good, it come the bad, and what he didn't understand was, with her came a father, and I know he never used to dealing with that. And the same way with Joy, she had a father. So when you have men involved, I think that changed his whole mindset of what he ever got away with, especially aggressive fathers like me. I'm very aggressive, sometimes overly aggressive. And at this point, it was a thinking's man game. I could have really ruined this and damaged, I think, my relationship to a higher level with my daughter if I wouldn't have thought or sat back and humbled myself. But because out of rage, you do stupid stuff, and me, I had to think on it. And I had to believe that with the tools that me, her mom, and my family had instilled in her, that she would be okay. And she would look past this. And that's what we got to pray on right now, to make sure that we instilled enough into our daughter for her to say, you know what? Okay, I understand. I tried this. This was the worst mistake. And now I need to figure out how to get this back with my parents. Guess what? You don't have to do anything, baby, and it's to you. All you got to do is pick up that phone and say, Dad, come get me, or Dad, I need a flight, and it's done. Dad, I'm going to help you whatever way possible.
So you're not going to judge her. You're not going to, blame, I guess. You're basically going to welcome her with open arms and get to know your daughter again. If she were to call.
Are we pissed? Are we pissed as parents? Yes. We parents. We human. Are we going to judge? Nah. Because guess what? My wife was a young girl. My daughter was a young girl. All my little cousins and big cousins and aunts, and guess what? They was women. My mother, she was a young girl. All of them was young girls first, and they all have experiences that I had to talk to them to kind of understand. I had to talk to some of the victims to understand, and that's what helped me be strong as a man, to say, you know what? Well, it ain't killer, so whatever don't kill you make you strong. But do she supposed to go through that? No. So how do I, with a clear head, fight this battle? And that's what I had to do. So when my daughter come home, she was fighting a war. She was fighting for a man she thought that everything came out of his mouth was 100% the truth. So guess what? Right now, she's going to still fight. My daughter got my blood in and I have my mother blood in. And that's as crazy as hell. Trust me. So guess what? Right now, she feels she got to do whatever she got to do. Whatever she need to do to stand by her man. And tell the world, stop taking up for them. And stop making all these excuses. And start pointing out the real truth. The quicker these girls can see the truth and say, oh shit, that wasn't right. That was a lie. This and that. And I think the financial part already started.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that because they retained a lawyer, Gloria Schmidt, I believe her name is.
Well, I'm gonna get into that at a later time. That's another thing we're gonna get to later on. That's maybe another fight, But right now, I ain't gonna touch on her, what she got going on and what she think got going on. But we're gonna touch on that again. But understand this: my daughter won't be homeless. As long as Joy there, she won't be homeless. And as long as she got parents, I'm quite sure they'll do whatever they can to make sure their daughter ain't homeless. And I'm going to make sure they are, and wherever both families wind up after that, that's on us. It ain't on nobody else but us. See, because me getting them a place doesn't mean I'm any closer to my daughter than I was yesterday.
Well, I mean, they have no life skills. They have no college education or anything like that. So, I mean, it's going to take help from the parents or them doing...
Yeah, I think Joy had a little college and Azreil was, they're intelligent young ladies.
They're intelligent, but what I'm saying is if you've been living... You go from your parents' house being taken care of from your parents into being sheltered by a man, You know what I'm saying? It's going to take a while for them to get out there, and being that they're public figures now, it's not going to be
Right.
easy. So
And
they will be relying on total support, judgment free from the parents in order to kind of get back into
yes,
the normal everyday, duties of
agree,
living life.
agree. Even them trying to get a job right now would not help them
No.
because they haven't processed the loss yet. You got to process the loss to appreciate what you gained. You know, and that's in their mind. They Beverly Hills right now, and that's fine. And, and I'm gonna try to make it comfortable as I can that I'm able to do for them to transition, because that's what I'm looking at, the transition. I'm looking at trying to get them help, but on a soft approach, and I'm trying to get them to have open dialogue with us.
Did you see your
That's
daughter today during the bond hearing? Did you see your daughter
no,
today?
I stayed away, and I'm gonna tell people why I stayed away.
But you were in
Like for her,
Chicago though.
yes,
Okay.
yes, and why I stayed away was simple fact because I know how a situation was like this can happen. Be devastated. I watched my wife as I went away when it was my turn to go away. For him to bring them to court made no sense to me, no more than to see his pain.
Okay.
And that was going to infuse them to go off, make them want to do whatever he need to do to get him out. And if seeing me wouldn't be her looking at, oh, my father here to try to see me, she might take it as he here just to make sure the gloat about R. Kelly being locked up.
Okay.
You understand? And I didn't want my message to be misconstrued, so I stayed out. I stayed out the way. I let her have a moment. But we'll be back up there at probably the end of I think next week. Next week, we'll be back, and we'll be there, the whole family. It'll be a different approach because we love our child. And guess what? She could tell us, go ahead. I don't want to see y'all right now. And it'd be fine. It'd be fine.
Okay.
Because I'm preparing for her return.
I think it's going to take some time for it to hit her that he's actually not going to be coming home for a long time.
Well,
So,
actually, you're going to think that it's going to take them a long time, but when you got other enablers stepping up, that's going to be the problem. See, because as long as you got other people that's going to say, hey, you're going to do this, we got you, and you can do that, that's what she's going to think she's still living that life. And the thing about me is I never let go of what I learned in the street. And I know right now, Chicago ain't really loving them like the world think they are. You got to think they blaming them now. They blaming the parents that they not even on the indictment. And so imagine seeing them walk down the street and you're a diehard R. Kelly fan.
yeah.
And I noticed something today that really hurt me because she said they went out for the first time yesterday, and I watched it from the courtroom, and they didn't have no security. So you mean to tell me that now he gone, there's no security on my child? Like, that's my worry. Because Chicago fans, everybody not going to accept them. Period. Everybody not going to think because she fighting for him that, oh, she won, she on the outside. No, they're going to look at you as the problem. And that's what I got to protect my child. And I got to protect Joy. Because people not looking at it as they free, they just saying, okay, what about the people that hate this situation and this man is locked up now?
Let's talk about, because I know that, and I people won't understand it until they're in the shoes. You understand what I'm saying? You're kind of blurring up a little bit.
Hold on, I'm trying to get right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, because I want the viewers to be able to see you. Okay. Okay, perfect. All right, you look good. You look blessed. You look prayed up and everything.
I look tired.
No, you don't. I mean, you have been. I mean, the day before yesterday, you was just in Chicago too. So I'm like, dang, you taking everyday flights. Let's talk about, when was the last time, because there's been some rumors floating around, and I've spoken to you about those rumors. There's some other bloggers that have been putting out some kind of misinformation about the last time you've had contact with your daughter. And I want you to clear that up here. When was the last time you seen her? How did it go? Were you trying to hide it from the public?
Listen, we ain't got to go there. Last time I seen my daughter was 2000 and want to say 16, 17, end of 17. Oh no, end of 16. But
Okay.
it's 19 now. Maybe end of 17, something like that. I ain't seen my daughter in almost 3 years, and I'm talking about physically standing right there with her. Now let me clear this room up real quick. What people want to put out, right? What Kelly tried to put out was a real tactical plan by using my child again to do damage control, which we already was way up prepared for.
So what happened?
A surprise visit. It was a surprise, and she had contact with a family member. None of us, a family member, and she tried to recite the whole story that was fed from him. The same thing she did. All I'm saying, and whatever story he give them from the beginning, where he stripped them of their truth and make them believe a lie.
So when did this take place? When did this encounter with the family member take place?
This was sometime in May.
Okay, and she actually came to her hometown in Florida.
She came to her hometown, but that mess about they seen the parents and this. Trust me, listen to this. If my daughter would have seen me, right, or seen my wife, or any of us, what the hell would we have to hide it for? What? I'm just trying to find out the logic, right? What would be in all these bloggers, right? I'm confused. Like it's mind-boggling to me because I'm trying to figure out how do you think as a blogger if you have no common sense? What would the parents hiding their daughter visit? Who would that help out? Don't help nobody. Don't you think if we had a visit, we would be glad to show the world she's okay? She this. Don't you think if it was a visit with us, that if it went the way he planned, do you think he would not have exposed that already? Don't you think he would have put that all over the media? He'd have probably had a whole media crew with him. You know why he didn't? Because he could not predict the outcome. And people really feel, and you know, let me say this real good. The kids in this are wonderful. And when I say that, young kids are wonderful because they stand for what's right. And they ain't have to. They could have had my daughter back. They ain't have to. They could have had everybody is kept quiet. But people it don't sit well with people, so people let it out. It don't sit well with people. But let me tell you, when I found out my daughter was here, my daughter was only in Florida a couple hours, and tried to do all the things you needed to do for a storyline. But it was all counted because a daddy can think. See, and even though I wasn't aware or none of that, guess what? It was already instilled in everybody in the whole team. So guess what? When it happened, we was already ready. So it did not happen. And when he said it didn't happen after a couple hours, he yanked our ass out there faster than lightning.
So she was on a flight and out on the flight within a few hours after the plan didn't go through to stage contact with you guys like she was free.
To get in contact with everybody from the past to take up for her man. That's what she's supposed to do because she thinks she in love. She think everybody against him. She think this is what people gotta understand, man. You talking about a grown man who got a pedestal, a profile up here. And now to see him break down and this, he can manipulate the staff, he can manipulate everybody. How do they even think? How do they know what's the truth and what's the lie? If I walk in a place, me as a man, and I see 15 men doing exactly what this man say and giving them great respect, the first thing I'm gonna say, well, damn, here, man, of respect. I'm not gonna walk up to him and disrespect him because I already see other men in this around him that respects him. So now imagine a child going in, he's a celebrity, he this, he that, and it's showing. How much rebuttal you gonna give him? So after a while, if I keep telling your name is Tanya, they just misspelled it. That's not Tasha, it's Tanya. And I do that for 4 years. You won't believe whatever I tell you. You gonna tell people that the spelling was incorrect. No, my name really Tanya. And that's just what it is.
Do you personally believe your daughter suffers from Stockholm Syndrome?
I had to read up on it. I mean, I believe that she do, and I believe that it comes from a part of her and being raised the way we raised her, to love hard. You gotta understand that I've been married this year 27 years.
Congratulations! Wow, congratulations.
It's a rocky 27 years for those that want to probably give rebuttal with that. You understand? I ain't no saint, but we done been through it. We done been through federal incarceration, everything, streets and everything. You know, we go all over the world. We know somebody. You know, and that's this come from the background of what we went through in life. And
but you made it. But you made it.
And that's what I'm saying. My daughter, my daughter got to witness that. So then you talk about grandparents that been married 40-something years and other grandparents that married 20-something years. So she come from long-term relationships that will allow her to say, if I get a man, I'm going to fight. My other daughter right now, she fight. My sons, they fight for their relationship. That's what they know. We might all mess up, but if you don't fight for it, then it wasn't worth having.
Okay.
Do I agree with who she with? Do I agree with the tactic that he chose to do on my child? Nah, that's my problem.
So you really don't want to see you really don't want to see anything bad happen to R. Kelly, or are you just saying that? Or are you just saying? I mean, like locked up. I want to see him locked up. I do.
Don't misinterpret what I said, right? Listen,
okay.
Let me be clear with this. Any man, right? Any man. I don't want to see another black man locked up, but I do believe in right and wrong. If when it's time for you to face whatever wrong you did, I respect men that walk in there and face their time. That's what it is. You go in there, you got to do what you got to do. He have a long 30 years background. What I think should happen to him could be something I can't put out there. What I want to say that happened to him to see him braggedy and this and that is something I can say out there. Do he deserve what he get? He know his fate. He know if you touched a 12-year-old kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
14-year-old kid or whatever they saying he touched, then he deserve whatever he get. And where he going at, it's amongst men.
Yikes.
It's amongst men. Yeah, it's amongst men. So now he's going to be able to deal with whatever issues he had amongst men. So if your question is, do I want to see him in there? No, yes, he's supposed to be in there. For every crime that he did for a child, he's supposed to be in there. Because a man, a king, has a choice. Any man have a choice. I don't care what situation you in, anything. You come in there and it's a child naked. It's your choice to be aroused, to kick her in her ass, to walk out that door, or throw her ass out. It's a choice.
Give me 1 second. Let me plug up this phone. You know how iPhones are. They're always going dead. Give me 1 second, okay? And I'm going to put this back on. Give me 1 second, winos. You don't know how it is when we... Give me 1 second. Thank you, winos, for your patience. Y'all hit the wine glass for Angelo for taking time out of his schedule. Literally just flew in from Chicago today. He's been in Chicago almost every day.
This the day, and I just got back Saturday. What's the day? Monday, Tuesday, something like that. The other day, yeah.
Okay.
So, it's but what I'm saying is, like, anybody that mess with kids, man, they gotta go and face their maker, man. And sorry, I'll make this prison, but that's where he need to be. He can't hurt no more kids. So let me clear that up so nobody misconstrue that and say, oh, Angelo don't want him to go to jail. He just want him without nothing and flat and living in the street. No, intimate joint is where he need to be doing time so he don't have to ever hurt any kid. He don't have to hurt another child, another woman, another anybody. If he's found guilty on everything, they gonna deal with him the way he supposed to. But this one I'm telling you, I have to deal with my daughter right now. That's what I have to deal with. And right now, with me giving my truth, hurt me what I have to deal with my daughter. That's what people don't understand.
How's your wife taking the indictment?
I mean, we don't have our daughter. That's the end. We know she's sleeping better, but we don't have our daughter. We still have to build this relationship with our daughter. And I think until a parent is connected with their daughter, then that's the victory.
How did you feel about her response to the Savages when they said that they were missing?
It let me know that she was that they watching, and they let me know that they taking offense. And you gotta understand that that's not all of them. That's everything that's been put in their head.
Okay.
You know, everything that they've been getting drilled with about their parents, about their family, about anybody that don't agree with him or not a fan of him.
Okay. Well, listen. We're gonna wrap it up because I know you're working right now. He's actually FaceTiming from work. And I want you to just, if there's anything that you can say to Azreil right now, because I know she's going to be watching, what would you say?
Oh, yeah, she gonna watch. And she gotta know that as you know your father, you know me very well. Besides what you know, the lies that you've been told. You already know we here for you. Your mother here for you. Your brother here for you. And you got a message where you know where we'll be at later on this week. So what I'm telling you is anytime soon, reach out. And no matter what time, what day, we come. We come. But what I'm telling you right now, you be careful. You be that smart young lady that we always taught you to be. Because despite him being in jail, it ain't nobody there but y'all. Y'all better not trust nobody. And that's all I'm telling you. Because ain't nothing safe right now. And if you love me, you'll give me a call. You'll give your mother a call. And let me protect y'all. Let me get you back safe.
Let me ask you one last question. Let me ask you one last question about the suicide pact. Do you believe it's true, and what do you want to say to her if it is?
I really don't want to touch that because it was a serious situation for my daughter. And
because she's been suicidal before.
She had a situation before, yes, and I don't know why somebody would think that was okay just to throw in the media and they had nothing. You know, you have a conversation with somebody about some things and they feel when they want to run it, they go out and run it. You can't do that. You know, I don't run things that I hear about everybody out in the world because you can't do that. You know, and sometimes it affects other people. Because like I said before, suppose it was true and you put it out there. You gonna help me with it? You gonna help me bury my child? Help me go mend my wife's heart, my kids' heart. So stop saying things that you're not really ready to be a reality. You know, I would never speak that in nobody. You know, I would speak it to the parents of Joy, to them, not to a media, none of that.
Now let me ask you something. Since you said that, I mean, because your parenting styles are different. I mean, are you like on board with how they're going about, like, you know, trying to get Joy back? Is that, you know, are you okay? Are you guys are you guys working together to get your kids back? You and Tim Savage?
Well, I mean, we got different tactics, you know, and everybody gotta understand this. Tim is a father, I'm a father, so we have the same issue, the one man, and so that brought us together to have dialogue and understanding that we both going through something with our daughters not being home, not communicating, and with this one guy. So in a sense, to the world, we fight together, and that's fine. One time, a lot of times we did collaborate and this and that, but our fighting skills are different. Tim kind of showed me how to fight on the internet. You understand? Because I didn't know nothing about that. So I had to sit back and kind of learn from his tactics or this and that. But what I did was, I'm a dude that I need to dig and make sure what I'm putting out is what it is. So me, I do what I do, and I go to the fight. And that's how I was really successful at a lot of things that I had to do to get close to my daughter, to know that the girls was okay, but nobody else knew they was okay. You know, to hiring private investigators until that got too expensive. To everything, people have no clue to all the stuff that I've been through. You know, they don't have a clue. You know, I got so many pictures of my daughter leaving the truck, going to 7-Eleven, everything. You know, people like, go snatch your daughter. What I look like? That's retarded. My daughter's a grown woman.
Right.
So when
Okay.
they put on a stink and the police come, that's where I'm going, to jail.
Well, I do want to end with this, okay? And this is my opinion. And normally, you know, my opinion is pretty dead on. Now, you know, with these indictments coming down, Joycelyn Savage and Azreil Clary are not named are not named at all in the indictments. The charges have nothing to do with these two young ladies here because they are actively with him. And so I saw a power move being made today, and I just kind of want to put this out. This is not from you or anything like that, but I noticed that they're now saying that they're no longer girlfriends like they told Gail, you know, Gail King or whatever. They're no longer girlfriends. They're actually paid personal assistants. And so I don't know how you go from a girlfriend to a paid personal assistant to helping him book shows, collect, you know, do his books and things like that. And I think honestly that is a move to keep the relationship platonic so that they won't try to sweep in and bring extra charges against him involving Azreil, your daughter, and Joycelyn Savage. So it kind of cuts off, oh, this was just a sexual relationship. If I was paying them, that kind of does away with anything to do with anything sexual and any other charges that could be added.
Well, I ain't gonna touch that, Josh.
I know you ain't gonna touch it.
Well,
I know you ain't gonna touch it, but I know how this shit works.
You know, I'm working. So, you know, at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not here to bash my daughter. I'm not here to bash Joy. I'm not here to make them feel like the world is this, the whole world is against them for falling in love with a man. It wasn't their fault. It was his fault. And that's what they don't understand.
And it's not healthy for multiple women to be shacked up in a polyamorous pedophilia type relationship. That's not healthy.
You can say that, Tasha, but I can't.
I know you can't. I
can. What I tell you is, my daughter and Joy, I'm here for them. And if they need me and they want their own space, I'll talk to you, know, do what I have to do with the other family, but I'm going to provide that for them. That's what I want them to know. They don't have to sit there and act like they got to buy by whatever need just to get some money up there. They have an outlet, and it's an army of me. It's an army behind me. So whatever I can, I think my army will help provide. Because one thing about it ain't for me. We don't know the story. The only thing we can do is assist the situation. We don't know the story. We don't know what they're going through. We assume. Everybody assumes. We got good leads. We got people that told us, yeah, this and that. But until my daughter come home, I don't know what happened. So the only thing I can do is love her for the lady she has become. She's beautiful, by the way, both young ladies, and I love seeing her. I'm telling you, I can watch Gail King with her bashing me all day just to see her pretty face, and that's what you have to live with when you don't have your physical closeness where you can touch your daughter, say happy birthday. Because I haven't seen my daughter's birthday. I didn't get to say 18, 19, 20, 21. My daughter be 22 this year.
Wow.
22. I didn't share them birthdays with her. So I'm not coming as an enemy. I'm coming as her father, who she know I don't bend. I don't bend at all. And I'm going to always open my heart to that love for any of them, for any kid that ever been abused. And in this fight, let me say this, as people know, my fight with other females and other people's stories, make no mistake. Don't let these bloggers out here tell y'all it's propaganda or anything with me. My heart is pure in what I do. And right now, my daughter's situation had opened my eyes up to me to tell every king out here, man, stand up for these women. Because I'm telling you, Tasha, to anybody out here, I apologize as a man on behalf of dudes that was confused, mentally challenged, or whatever their dysfunction was in life that it made them touch children or kids in any frame or fashion. Let me be the first to tell you that. And we building an army of men to protect women. And I know me, I took women for I didn't treat them as the queens they should have been. And I had my faults. But guess what? As a man, you grow. And where I'm at right now through this relationship with my daughter, I won't stand for it. I won't stand for it, and I'm not stand for it. Nobody around me stand for it. Women, y'all are truly our queen. You can't make a king without a queen. So to me, I salute all women, and I want y'all to tell y'all fight with us with this, because it's not gonna stop. The fight don't stop at Azreil. I'm gonna save as many young women as I possibly can from abuse, from being quiet, from letting him walk around like he Big Daddy or whatever he is, and he had a situation with a child. It's unacceptable. And men, we need to stand up and stop this little backbiting bullshit and stand up like men, because we know that ain't right. Think
Now,
about it, it could be your daughter.
let me ask you a question. I know we said we were going to end this interview and we just kept going. I mean, that's just how it goes. But because I know you're at work, and that's why I'm trying to be respectful of your time.
Ashley, my little young kings, I'm gonna post that too. I run a program with young men that do concrete polishing, and they just completed a job. So all I'm doing is packing up things for their next job that's on the West Coast. That's what I do. I take them from random cities and give them an opportunity off the street to be away 3-4 months in different cities, working every day and earning a honest living. Yeah, that's what I do. So when you see me up, this is what I'm doing.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, listen. Everything else I can explain to the viewers in my own opinion, because I do want to. I want to thank you.
I know you want to get Tasha.
No, it's not that. I'm being respectful of your time. Like you're working. Yes. So and this is so last minute. So I want to thank you for taking the time out to talk to me.
No,
I like, guys, I could have done this a long time ago, but Angelo has just been so dead set on just trying to get his daughter back, trying to legally get her home. He wants to put on the best, how can I say? He wants to be on his best behavior on the internet, because I do think that is very important. And I know the savages are probably going to get mad when I say this, but there's just a way you go about, doing things, being that your daughter is now grown. And so I actually take some responsibility in that, because, when I was up and coming as a blogger, they gave me a lot of stuff on her that I kind of regret putting out. Not kind of, I regret putting it out, because it's like, damn, she was a young girl.
You know what?
What's up?
You know what?
What'd you say?
Tasha, that's what you saying, and I'm quite sure what you just said to them, they would accept it and tell you they appreciate the apology, because you're a queen for that. You just showed growth amongst us, because now you admit it. You know what? I had to think about it. That shit wasn't right.
No.
And guess what? Your apology is accepted, because we don't think at times. And that's why I told you on several occasions, even though I was mad and why you brought that up, where you was apologizing, I had to apologize to a young lady, Nick and Knight, that I really didn't even say anything disrespectful for, and a whole bunch of my name got put in a whole bunch of conversations that she never had with me. But out of me being a bigger person, I have to apologize to her for anything that she thinks I was behind. Well, she don't understand. I wear it with my name on the tag, and you know that. I don't hide behind nothing. I don't do fake pages. My page is what it is. You DM me, you're gonna get a reply. And I think she didn't know that, and whatever it was, but as me as a man, and I'm gonna do this the last time, I'm never gonna mention this woman's name again, because I never watched her videos. I never partaken in her interviews, and I had text messages to prove it and show it and all that, and I apologized several times, even in personal text message, and she never mentioned that and kept saying that I'm threatening her, I'm trying to hurt. Listen, you can't find nothing that I ever said to her that said I was gonna hurt her, threaten her, or anything. And if she can't tell her, send it straight to me or put it out there, and she hasn't, because she have none. And I understand she felt like she got jumped on by men, but baby, I do not. Honestly, I don't bash queens. I don't do none of this. I don't want war. I would never disrespect people's family. I'm gonna pull you up. I'm gonna call you up. I'm gonna talk to you. We're gonna have it out, and that's it. That's it for me. I'm not gonna entertain that anymore. And that's what I want to know. So to anybody, her followers or whatever, I'm the wrong one. I would not violate her like that. And this is my last time. For whatever you think I done, I apologize to you. But my girl, like I said, text message and told her several times, she told you, I only deal with one individual, and she represents Team Truth Wealth, and her name is Tashak.
Oh, you're so
That's
sweet.
it.
No, I mean,
It's
listen,
not.
and I mean, I appreciate that, and like, I have nothing but the utmost respect for Nika at Night. Her and I have conversations every now and then via phone, via text, and stuff like that. She has a very different approach, very different outlook on this whole situation. Do I agree with it? No. You know what I'm saying? Because I was that girl. You know, being a black girl, if I can see the feds come down on a man named Keith Rayner and lock him up for the same thing that R. Kelly is doing, but he's doing it to 40 and 50-year-old women. But when the girls in our own community complain, or the parents in our own community complain about the same thing, they drag their asses on picking up the thing. And then we have people from our own community that simply don't believe it. I came from a community that was very hush hush. If the ice cream man grabbed your ass, be quiet, get your ice cream, take your ass on down the street. They didn't want their business out. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want you to put their business out. And so things are done very differently. And I'm just not for that. And being that I was a little black girl. I was a little black girl that was taken advantage of by someone. And then when I've talked to some of the victims and things like that, and some of the parents, I sympathize with them. But I find it hard for people who have never walked in people's shoes to sympathize with that. And so they kind of have this idea in their head. And so, like I said, I love Neek. I respect her. Do I agree with her approach on it? No, because I'm coming from, I've been there, done that. And let me tell you, it's a very dirty game with blogging. You got to have thick skin. People are not going to always, you know what I'm saying, agree with you, or just, you know, pat you on the back. People are going to cuss you out. I get lawyer papers, cease and desist every day. You know what I'm saying? Because of my opinion and what I put out. But that's a part of the game. So, I mean, it just comes with the territory. But no, I just want to thank you, and thank you so much for even using my platform to clarify anything that you've had, you know, misconstrued in the public, whether it's with fans, whether it was with bloggers or other media outlets and things like that. So thank you. And I will be keeping in close contact with you. And Winos, I'm going to be bringing you a few exclusives this week. I'm going to be bringing the Winos a few exclusives this week on people who have been very close to this trial and have a lot to do with this trial. And they're going to be giving their thoughts on it too. Okay, so thank you, Angelo.
Hey, Tasha, thank you, and thank everybody that, you know, really stand by the truth. And I'm telling you, to all the males and women out here, if you got kids, don't trust nobody. And I mean, really.
Nobody.
Teach your kids.
Nobody.
Teach your kids that when that red flag come up, open their mouth, man. Don't tell your kids shut up. Stop telling your kids you don't want to hear. Start getting off your phone. Start paying attention. And that wasn't in my case.
And it ain't their fault when a grown man hit on them. I can't stand that. You have no idea how much I heard that as a child and how much I still hear. Well, you fast. You shouldn't have been wearing them tights. You shouldn't have had your ass around him. What?
But guess what, Tasha? The king's coming. I promise you. With your help, I'm going to be where I need to be. And trust me, they're going to have an outlet. They're going to have an outlet where they can speak, and they're going to speak freely. And they ain't going to worry about that man being ruined, that man come back at them, none of that. And that's the problem, man. We have made our women mute for no reason, because we didn't take the time to listen. It's no kid fault when a grown man touch you. It's not your fault. And don't be ashamed. That goes for young boys too, young kings that have been raped by their uncles and cousins and friends and teachers and all that. It don't matter, male or female. It's not right. And let's stop playing this game of pointing the finger and start closing it. And one other thing before you leave. Do y'all see this other man? And I don't want to give you an exclusive. We're not going to say his name. Everybody knows he's a billionaire. But the crazy part, he in there for the same charges. More victims right now. And guess what I don't see? I don't see nobody on the internet bashing them, saying where the parents at, how the kids, and them kids was 14. They was 13, 14, 15. So that's
Oh,
what.
I'm working on my commentary on that.
Is there something wrong with our society where they only want justice, and here it is, we want to know how did the girls get there? That's more important than the man penetrating the child.
And it's always been that way. It's always been that way.
You know,
It's a sad truth, but I am putting together commentary on that individual that you said, because I am going to compare it, just like I compared R. Kelly to Keith Rayner. So this will be broken down just so we can see the broken justice system. We can see how divided our community is. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just
they identified and they move away. They move away from it. We sit there and we fight, right or wrong. I mean, sometimes we got to draw the line and say, hey, let's save the kids. And let's stop worrying about how he going to feel or what side he going to think we going to. Get the kid out the way. Get the kid to safety. And that's all I've been doing. That's all I'm ever been doing. And when my daughter home, I'm going to keep fighting.
She coming home. She, like I already told you, listen. I know you taking the father approach, but listen, it ain't going to be too much longer, because they either got to work to help get them legal fees paid for, which he ain't going to be because it's fair time, okay? And once the money run out, they got to come home. It's no other where are they going to go? They got to come home. So it's going to be hard to just, suck it up. But, and I'm glad that they have him in solitary confinement and he's not able to have access to no one and things like that. So these girls can watch, can see, and really start to be reprogrammed. Because honestly, it's a real
thing. And I hope the Savages is ready, because they're going to come home sooner than we think, and everybody got to be ready. Your counseling
and everything.
Home,
and I just,
housing, because they're not going to want to come home and be bunched up. They might need their space. And that's why I'm off. And I don't want to step out my bounds for nobody, but I know if my daughter found a joy, then I'm going to provide something for both. Not to take anything from Tim, because I'm quite sure he's going to try to contribute, do whatever he can as a father. But if people got to understand that this is not a game. It's just getting the girls to safety. And then we can go with counseling, the next steps and the next step. But we got to get them out there so they can start really seeing the truth.
Okay. Well, thank you, Angelo.
Thank you.
I know we said thank you several times, but we're going to say thank you for real this time, okay?
All right.
Bye.
Thank you, baby.
Anytime. Bye. All right, winos, thank you so much for waiting up for this late night exclusive. I'm working with a lot of the people that I've been close to throughout this entire scandal, and I brought you exclusives on, and so I'm either going to be getting statements from them or either having them on the platform all the way up until this water break anytime soon, okay? So hopefully, because they're not talking about an induction for another week and a half, and I'm like, okay, so I got time. I can follow the trial. Well, there's not going to really be a trial. Now, it's going to probably take some months or weeks before the trial gets started, but I'm going to be following everything pertaining to this very closely. I'll be bringing you people who are close to the victims, inside information, everything that I can get my hands on to let you guys know what's going on inside that courtroom. But I can tell you right now, there's going to be a plea deal. And if there's not a plea deal, he's stupid for not taking a plea deal, because we all know the feds have a 98 percentile conviction rate. Okay. They don't go in unless they have it all together. All right. Like I said, they even tacked on old charges that he was acquitted from during his first trial, fighting the child pornography with the girl that he peed on. They added those back on for conspiracy to, what do you call that? To the witnesses, to, I forgot. I had it written down. I don't have it in front of me, though. But in order to persuade the witnesses not to testify, shipped them out of the country. I personally believe it was told to me they all went to Germany. He has been signing checks ever since then. And that's another thing, too. There's a paper trail for this, okay? And so the paper trail is R. Kelly has been writing checks to these young girls, okay? Just so they would keep quiet. And being that Jerronda Pace got a check written, Sparkle's niece got a check written, a few other girls got checks written. They had paper trails for him buying back tapes that were taken away from him because he gave too many people too much power, and they used those tapes involving kids as like collateral damage. And so and that was true. His own brother talked about that. Rkelly talked about that. And matter of fact, I'm gonna have him give his thoughts on this major indictment that has came down regarding his brother. So stay tuned for that. So there's a lot that's gonna be unraveling here. So I know a lot of y'all probably are like, not the king of R&B. Yes, we're talking about the king of pedophilia, and I hope his ass is buried under the jail. Okay? I don't give a damn what nobody say. You touch children, I don't care if it's the parents' fault. I don't even care. I don't care whose fault it is. A child cannot give consent. Okay? There's a reason why, as a species, the human species have the longest period with their kids than any other species on the earth, because it takes a lot of training and upbringing, okay? And a 16-year-old, 14-year-old, 7th and 8th grader cannot give consent to a 40-year-old sick pedophile, and I said what I damn said, okay? So I don't care what kind of videos y'all make, what y'all think, but I know what I know. I've seen what I've seen, and like I said, I personally believe that his ass is all the way guilty, okay? Now, let me answer a few questions before I end this live stream. Let me go to the comment section real quick. I'm just going to answer a few questions for the next 5 minutes. And then we will cut the live stream. Okay. All right. I know we got to go, but I just really want to give some attention to y'all real quick. So give me a second. I'm in the comments. All right, please try rkelly on here. Try to have rkelly on here with TK. Rkelly's not going to talk to me. And besides, she may be named in this indictment too. Okay? So we may not be able to hear anything from her. So if she was smart, she would lawyer up as well too. Because the indictment is not closed. The indictment is still open, so which means they're still investigating, and they can add things and people to it. And I'm going to be bringing y'all a part 2 on the pedophile ring, those who are actually involved in the indictment, okay? Now, I gave y'all those that were associated, people who had texts, flew people in, controlled accounts, paid for everything. But now I'm going to bring you a pedophile ring 2, actually part 3, okay, involving people that are actually in the indictment and that handed over tapes, okay? So, let me see. Is he in jail at this point? Yes. He is under the jail, okay? No bond, which means this trial could take years, okay? No bond, and he's in solitary confinement. Let me see. Maybe him and Epstein can share a cell. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. How do you feel his interview went? I don't know whose interview you're talking about. Let me see. Where's Dominique? Dominique is somewhere home being pimped out by her mama, okay, or being told to lay low because her mama's probably going to be indicted too. Let me see. Do you think Az's dad is just guilty for letting his daughter go with him? That's it. And we've talked about that. That's the only mistake that I feel that he made, was being too trusting to let her work with R. Kelly. But R. Kelly had a female assistant, and that's who he was doing business with, okay? And so that's the only mistake that I think he made, but he just really wanted his daughter to pursue her music career, okay? Love you too, Rhonda. Let me see. Why Drea never tell us what we want to hear? Because her ass is guilty. Drea Kelly is just damn as guilty, okay? She was around 10 years. You think she ain't see no shit? You think she ain't facilitate no shit? I don't care what she says, okay? Ain't no damn way you was with a man 10 years that long and you didn't see what in the hell he was doing, okay? No. Let me see. It doesn't matter if the parents handed them over or not. That does not excuse Robert. Thank you, lovely spirit. Thank you. And anytime, thank you for not victim shaming like Nick at Night. Everybody, like I said, everybody has a different approach, okay? I don't believe in her approach regarding this because, like I said, a lot of people who haven't been molested or been victims do not understand, okay? They stand on the outside trying to put themselves inside, and they want to point fingers at everybody but the motherfucker that's sticking their dick in kids, okay? So listen, but I respect her as a person. She knows I can call her up anytime. We just have two different viewpoints on this. Do you believe he sold his daughter? No. No. Absolutely not. Who will take over his estate? He has no estate. R. Kelly is broke. Done. Let me see. So broke, okay? I got an email with some receipts from a 50-year-old woman on who had met him on Facebook. And he messaged her on Facebook, and she's married and everything, and she was curious to see if it was really R. Kelly. So she answered the messages, and then he told her that he wanted her to call her via Google Duo because his lawyer, Stephen Greenberg, instructed him not to have any phone conversations with anybody because they could be recorded. So what she did was they did a video FaceTime, and she said he's very charming. She can understand why he goes after young girls because, he started, calling her sweetie. She was like, please don't call me sweetie. He started sending, penis pictures to her. And so she was like, please don't do that either. But he was very aggressive. And then he started to ask her for money. And she was like, I don't have no money, okay? He was like, I need help with my case. Can you please give me some money? And this is not the first woman that has came to me with receipts with R. Kelly on FaceTime, okay, begging for money. If he can't get money from kids. Okay, he used them to get ass, all right? Then he uses the men to get booty, okay? And then he uses the older women to get money. There's a pattern here, but she definitely said she was a predator. I'm keeping her anonymous and everything like that because I don't want her name or anything leaking to the public because she is a 50-year-old woman that's married with kids. Okay. No, she shouldn't have been entertaining no R. Kelly, but them receipts say everything. I got to tell you that. Okay. Let me go over here to the comments one more time before we end this. Okay. All right, so looks like now we gotta go. All right, so real quick before I go, all right, for those of y'all that have questions about expanding your wine tasting palette, okay, you guys know that I'm personally affiliated with a tasting room, and for $9.95, you may catch it on a special. So if it's $6.95, please take advantage of that special, okay, because that's a very good special, okay. Using the link that is below this video in the description box as well as in the comments, they're going to ask you 3 simple questions about what you like. And from that, they're going to curate 6 different bottles of wine catered specifically to your tasting profile, all for $9.95. Now, this is a wine club, okay? So if it's something that you like, they're going to be mailing you the larger bottles from vineyards from all over the world, okay? And if it's something that you don't like, please cancel within 30 days. But I ain't selling you nothing that you don't like, okay? And for those that have questions about my bras... You guys are always asking questions about my bras and stuff like that. The link is below as well, okay? I have an affiliate link with the bra company from the bras that I actually wear, okay? Very good support. I am very heavy-chested, very small framed, but I'm heavy-chested. I've always been that way all my life, okay? Thank my grandmama and my aunts, okay? So the link is below if you have questions on that, okay? And if you have tips on your favorite celebrities, please feel free to send me an email via unwinewithtashak@gmail.com, and I will personally get back to you if the tip checks out. If you want to advertise on my platform, please feel free to send me an email via tashakbusiness@gmail.com, okay? And someone from my ad team will send you all the rates and work out with you, work out your advertising needs. And hell, if you did like this video, you can still subscribe anyway just so you can cuss my ass out. Not that I'm really give a damn anyway. Now I got to go and take my fat ass to bed, okay? Bye.